Hey everyone, welcome back to part 4 of our C# and WinForms 2026 series. So far, we've built our first apps and learned about variables and data types. Today, we're going to focus on interacting with the user, using buttons, labels, and text boxes. By the end of this video, you'll be able to create fully interactive forms where users can input data and receive instant feedback. In WinForms, everything the user can interact with is a control. Let's prepare a little our project. Right the properties, left the toolbox for the controls. And in the middle our form where we can create with drag and drop our layout. Simple or? The most common ones are, label, displays text, like instructions. TextBox, allows the user to enter text. Button, triggers actions when clicked. These controls are the building blocks for most apps, from calculators to chat apps. Let's design a simple user form. Drag a label onto the form and set its text to enter your name. You can also try some other properties. So let's change the font, to make it more readable. Drag a text box next to it and name it text name. Here you can also adjust some properties from this control. So let's change font. Like a new fore or back color? Just change it. We will change together later. So the control's name is that what we need later in code, to be able to control, read, or fill the right control. You can also move, resize or place the controls on the form like you want. So if you want another layout, just do. Add a button below called Button Greet with text Greet Me. To be able to find the right button in code if we have more than one, I name it bn_greet. So in general I use as a prefix bn_ for a button, tb_ for a text box and lb_ for a label. That makes it easier to find the right one by just type the prefix into the code and see what else is there. Now we have a small interactive form where a user can type their name and click a button to see a message. So now, let's play a little with the properties of our controls. One important thing to understand is that not all controls have the same properties. Some controls allow you to change the back color or fore color, others let you adjust the font, style, or even special behavior. This is where experimentation really matters. Click on a control, explore the properties panel, and try things out. Change colors, adjust fonts, switch styles, and see what happens. There's no right or wrong here. If it looks good to you, it is good. Getting familiar with the available properties is one of the most important first steps when building your own layouts and styles. The better you know your controls, the easier it becomes to create exactly the UI you have in mind. So take your time, test things, break things, fix them again. That's how you really learn WinForms. Double-click the button. Visual Studio opens the code editor and creates a click event method. Inside the method, type this code. Wait, where did label greeting come from? Add a new label to the form called label greeting. Leave its text blank. So make sure you name your control correctly in the name property, exactly the same way you use it in your code. In this case, we'll name it label greeting. This is really important, because the name is how your code talks to the control. If the name doesn't match, things won't work the way you expect. After that, you can start customizing it, change the color, adjust the font, and, if needed, modify the border style. Next, remove the predefined text from the label. We don't want anything shown at startup. This label will be updated dynamically by our code. Now set auto size to false. This gives you full control over the label's size. Once auto size is disabled, you can freely adjust the size and position of the label so it fits perfectly into your layout. Take a moment to try this yourself and get the new label ready for our example. This small setup step makes everything much cleaner and easier to work with later. When the user clicks the button, this label will update dynamically. So, like I already mentioned before, I usually work with a predefined prefix for my controls. This makes things much easier later on, especially when your layouts get bigger and your code grows. For labels, I use the prefix LB. So let's change the name to LB_greeting. Now take a look at the code. You'll notice that Visual Studio automatically updated the name for us. That's exactly what we want, so there's nothing else we need to change on our side. This is a great example of why naming your controls properly from the start really pays off. Alright, let's run the app and test it. You can also respond as the user types using the TextChanged event. Click the text box, go to the properties, select the event's lightning bolt, and double-click TextChanged. Type this line of code. This method is triggered every time the text in the text box changes. Whenever the user types something, the TextChanged event fires, and we update the label. The label simply shows the text from the text box, prefixed with the word typing. So the label updates live while the user is typing. Now, as the user types, the label updates in real time, a simple but powerful technique for live feedback. A few tips to make your forms more professional. TabIndex determines the order of navigation when pressing Tab. Enabled can disable a control if it shouldn't be used yet. Visible can hide controls dynamically. After setting Enable to False on the text box and Visible to False on the button, you can immediately see what happens. You can no longer type anything into the text box, it's disabled. And the button is completely hidden, so it's no longer visible and can't be clicked. This is a really simple but powerful concept. Enabled controls whether a user can interact with a control, and visible controls whether the control is shown at all. You'll use these two properties a lot later on, for example, to guide the user step by step through your app. Use Anchor and Dock to make your UI responsive when resizing the form. So in this case we set the dock property of the label to bottom. That means that the control is always at the bottom also if we resize the form. Great work! You now know how to add labels, text boxes, and buttons, respond to button clicks and user input, update the UI dynamically. In the next video, we'll explore C# events made easy, how button clicks really work, diving deeper into the event-driven model that powers WinForms apps. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell to stay updated. Thanks for watching, see you in part 5.